Welcome to the story of me, a North Korean American journey. My name is Justin. In this video, I want to share a little bit about how I able to escape from the Jirin City, the police station. When the taxi driver took me to police station, and he rewarded for turning me in there, and he left, and the police they put me into the cell where the other Chinese criminal was there. I think other Chinese guy, he was looked around like a mid-40s. I was so shocked, devastated, and honestly, I was lost the hope. So I was thinking, I will be dead no matter what. If I go to North Korea, there's no way I'm going to make it. Even if I make it to the Chungjin prison to my town, and when I go to sentence a year prison, there's no way I'm going to make it. So I was trying to hang myself, like using my clothes, shorts to make a rope, hang myself, and one of the Chinese guys saw me and he cut the rope. I tried a couple of times and the Chinese guy, he stopped me. And next day they took me and put me into the cars and headed to North Korean border. When they took it to North Korea border, I don't know how long it was, maybe a couple hours on the way. I was sobbing because I was like, I don't want to die like this. I don't want to die like stupid. When they got to the border, they would talk to the border patrols or any someone, and they somehow they turned back, going back to the China. So I was like, this is very weird. I'm supposed to be transferred to a North Korean vehicle, but then it's not still in Chinese vehicle going back. So around like in the evening, I would say maybe around 2 p.m. Got back to a Chinese police station. They asked me, "Do you have any relatives in China?" They were speaking in Korean because that is a Korean community, and so Korean. I was like more like a approved Korean community in China. And I told them I have relatives in Jirin City, and I gave them phone number. They dialed that, and they asked them to come and pick me up. And when my cousin or aunt, she came, they told her, saying that they never experienced anything like this. When they got to the North Korea side, they rejected me. They're saying that they have a very important meeting going on right now, so they don't take any North Koreans. And they said even before, even they had like important meetings, they always took it, but this was the miracle they ever experienced, and that's why I was able to come back and call them. And the police guy told my aunt, saying he should not be in this area. This area is very highly censored area. They're looking for all North Koreans more than any other places. Go somewhere inner place, there are not many North Koreans. That's what they told my aunt. And my aunt told me that everything they had told her, and basically they told her like keeping him for a couple of days, and 3 days later they were coming back for him, which means like escape. They cannot openly say that. That's what they told her. Okay, keeping me for a few days. 3 days. So when my aunt took me back to her home, and I think from police station, I don't really remember. We went another place, but she called my her younger sister and told her to take me to gang members back, because I guess she was out of option maybe. And when they contact the gang members, they were very happy. They were so excited that I was coming back. I mean, I had no choice but going back to Lions Den. And when I got to the gang members, the Lions Den, the boss would ask me, "Why did you decide leaving this place?" I told them like I was very stressed. The North Korean guy giving me stress. The driver giving me stress. The driver was like accusing me of eating so much food. I told them like I work a lot, so I do consume a lot of food. What do you expect? I'm a human being. Shouldn't I at least like deserve to eat? And he was like, yeah. I mean, he was very happy because I did everything he does secretly behind his wife. So he was just saying, if other North Korean guy doing it again, you tell me, then I will beat him up. And I'm like, thank you. I said thank you, but inside I'm like, thank you, devil, but no thank you. And in September, I visited my father, and we made a decision to leaving that place a few months later. And in the next year, April April 14th, my father escaped the mountain and came nearby the place. Few days later, when he came to place, the gang members they were watched me closely. Wherever I go, they will always spy and watch me, and they will test me saying, "Did you hear that your father is escaped? He left." I would pretend like, "No, I didn't know that." But he's supposed to tell me that he's leaving. I was play game with them. They didn't even notice that we planned ahead. And in the evening, April 14th, they were just finished doing drugs, marijuana. I mean, not the marijuana, but cocaine. They were doing cocaine. And me and the other guys and my father's friend, we just finished up washing dishes and cleaning up and cleaned our rooms, came back, and we have like 5 minutes to escape. Within 5 minutes, if we fail, we fail. So we just ran out the door outside, like the back doors. Few minutes later, we hear them. They were calling my name. Hey, little boy! They're calling everyone, and they calling everyone else, all the gang members, to searching for us. My father was at the cemetery. He hid there. It was in the evening, so we finally got all meet up, and we started walking away from the village. We walked all night, all day, and I think we walked quite a bit. I don't know, maybe I would say 100 to 150 miles. And finally, I was collapsed. I was my legs was gave up. So I said I cannot move on, and we rested there. It was like a windy, snowy, like so it was really cold. But I couldn't move because I was so exhausted. So we slept on the snow. And in the morning, we got up and we walked again. And we found one of the farmer's tent. And we went in there. We were scavenging all the food they have, but they had nothing. But in the morning, also and that evening, we found a mattress. So we turned the mattress and we took out the mattress foam and then we covered around, and that's how we slept. In the one morning, we made a small fire and warm ourselves, warmed a little bit, and then boiled the snow, drink some water, and then we left. We walked. I think we walked around about 10 days, and then finally we took a bus. From there, my father's friend, he left to Mongolia because we had some disagreements and directions. So he and his daughter left on other side, and my father and I and other guy we went to nearby Siberia. I would say maybe 50 miles from Siberia where we stayed. It was very close. And a year later, I mean, when my mom and my brother came to China, I learned that my father's friend and his daughter, they've been captured a year later from the Inner Mongolia and sent back to North Korea. And he was executed in jail because when he escaped that jail, his daughter told the police where he's hiding, and they found him and they tied him up, set him up in the chair and then executed with a hammer. That's what I heard. North Korea prison, they don't using bullets because they said it's a wasting of ammunition, so they're using hammers. It's been quite a bit long time ago, I think. So that's how he had been executed. And his daughter left, and I mean at that time was also his wife came too. His wife also that time was pregnant, and his wife, I think they gave birth in the prison or something. I heard that his wife gave birth to a son, which is a very sad story. Father is being executed in the prison just looking for freedom, living as a decent human being, and the stupid daughter reporting where his father is. I think his daughter did that because she was holding grudge against her own father. When we were in the gang's place, she was having affair with the boss driver, and everybody knows that. And when we left, she told me that let's go back to the gang's place. So I was kind of pissed, and I told my father, if we have to keep eye on her, and we don't know when she's going to call them. And then I think my father told her father saying, "Your daughter is thinking about doing this, so be careful. Don't ruin our lives. If anything happens, it's your responsibility." And that's why when he heard that, he slapped her daughter, I mean his daughter, and I think that's what made her mad. But it's not a good excuse to uh, let her own father to be killed in the prison. I think that's how communists work. Father spying on the their own children spying on parents, neighbor spying on neighbor against the neighbor. Just like what the Bible said. When we got to learning city, my father contacted one of the guys he knew. He said he might give us a work, and he took us to a restaurant, and then we had some like nice barbecues there. And I mean, that was my, I guess, first time eating at the while outside of the North Korea in the marketplace, public place. When we were eating there, people was like spit on the ground. I was very shocked. In North Korea, I never seen anybody doing that because that considered nasty and barbarian in North Korea. But when I saw them, I'm like, I look at my father like, well, look at this motherfucker. He's like at the spit on the ground while eating it. And he's like, just shut up. I think he was like afraid to making any mess there. So, yeah, that was my first experience. It was like a big cultural difference, cultural shock. My father's friend, later I found out that he was also a gang member. So he said that my father owed him lots of money. He didn't say anything to him. So I guess maybe right. Who knows what. Anyway, when he took us to nearby Siberia, first the job we had was processing wood and making it furniture and any other things. We worked there in about a year, and then we left. At that place, I started learning computer because I was thinking if I go to America, America is a much modern country. How do I cope with the modern technology? So I decided to learn computer because when I was in China, like that time, many people know how to using computer. They had a cell phone like a flip phones, and I didn't even know how to using flip phones. So that's how I ended up decided to learn. My first experience with the computer was I turned on the monitor. I was expecting to be everything is working by itself like a magically. So when I turn on the monitor, I know the power button symbolism very universal. So and I didn't see anything besides like a white screen. So I told the owner, "Hey, this thing is broken," and he said, "It's not broken." He said, "You just don't know how to use it." And he turned it on the computer, and he showed me how to listen to music, play games, watch movie, and I remember that. So every time to time, whenever I had the free time, I go there, listening to music, play games, and watching movies. And I started to learn clicking on every icons it had. I messed up the computer like a few times, and owner has to like reset it. I was feel bad. Yeah, a couple of times he said, "You should not touch anything." He also told me that he was encouraging me. The owner said, he never seen anyone like a fast learning. I was like, thank you, thank you for the compliment. Because third time I didn't even ask him. I just turned it on myself, play on my own. Maybe that's what he did. He said that, and that was another opportunity for me to learn Chinese faster than I ever anticipated. That when I was there, I started to learn Chinese because there were really nice people. The guys who taught me Chinese. Next video, am I breaking up to multiple parts in life in China? But I want to jumping back into a little bit about North Korea because some of the memories I do forget, but later on I comes back, so I want to share about that too. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and click the like button to support my channel. Also, share with your friends, families, colleagues about North Koreans' conditions in North Korea and especially in China. Also, it will be really great if you just write a letter to your governor or your government that pressure onto the Chinese government, say, recognize North Korean refugees as human beings. They are not a product. They are not a things to sell or buy, and let them go wherever they go. I mean, I don't really support anyone who doing evil things. Of course, there are some North Koreans like doing unnecessary things like steal and lying, killing. Of course, there are always some human beings who have that. And sometimes the North Korean government, they purposely send the North Koreans into China and kill someone, giving a bad reputation to refugees. So please keep them in your prayer. Thank you, and I will see you next time.